Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Tuesday, July 19, 2016, around 8:32 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. The sun is going down. Going to be a comfortable night, around 60 or so. Low humidity. You could open up the windows a little bit because it's going to be a nice night. Tomorrow, another perfect day. Low 80s, humidity tolerable, meaning low humidity. But get out and enjoy it because it's Thursday. The humidity comes back. And the weekend could be 90s, hazy, hot, humid, chance of severe thunder showers. And starting tomorrow through the 25th of July, this is on climatological average that the warmest temperatures of the year happen in the Boston area. A couple of news items to report. The LA Dodgers have shut down their ace pitcher, Clayton Kershaw, indefinitely with a bad back. It's not good for the Dodgers if Clayton Kershaw misses the rest of the season, but they're doing pretty good without him. They have that first wild card in the National League. And the USADA has notified the UFC that Brock Lesnar flunked a second drug test the day he returned to UFC with the fight he had on July 9th. That's not good at all. And there's big talk that Brock Lesnar's win he had on July 9th is going to be ruled a no contest. It's awful. And this could be a black eye for the WWE if, with the two flunked drug test for UFC, he could get punished by the WWE, maybe a suspension. But he's advertised to face off against Randy Orton at SummerSlam. So I bet that match is still on, but the WWE needs to set an example. Brock Lesnar, I think he's going to get suspended after the match with Randy Orton. He's never going to do UFC again, and this could jeopardize his relationship with the WWE. And that's about it on news. My third and final video blog subject tonight's about my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is former NHL player Markus Nasland, left winger. Markus Nasland was one of the top forwards in the NHL in the 2000s. He spent the majority of his career with the Vancouver Canucks. He also played for the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Rangers. Markus was born and he grew up in Sweden, and he played hockey at an early age. He played junior hockey for Mondo. That's one of the top Swedish teams. And then he started his professional hockey career in Sweden. He played 3 years for LT Stena, and he also played hockey for Mondo with his future Hockey Hall of Famer Peter Forsberg. The Pittsburgh Penguins selected Markus in the first round of the NHL entry draft in 1991, 16th overall. He spent a couple more years playing professional hockey in Sweden. He was in a couple of international competitions with Sweden at the World Championships and the Olympic Games. He decided to go to the NHL in 1993. He played a few years with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He was kind of an enigma player with the Penguins, and Penguins brass gave up on him because they thought he would never be a superstar player for the Penguins, so they traded him to the Vancouver Canucks. And once he went to the Vancouver Canucks, his talents blossomed into one of the best left wingers in the NHL. In 2000, he was named captain of the Vancouver Canucks, and he was the longest reigning captain in Canucks history, serving them for 8 seasons. And some of Marcus' stats: 12 seasons he had 20 more goals, 4 seasons he had 40 more assists, 3 seasons he cracked the 80-point plateau, 5 times he played in the NHL All-Star game, 3 times he was NHL's first All-Star team. He won the Ted Lindsay Award, which back then was called the Lester Pearson Award in 2003, and he finished runner-up that year in the Hart Trophy voting to his fellow countryman Peter Forsberg, who played for the Colorado Avalanche. And he was known for having a wicked wrist shot, which was one of the best in the league at the time. He owns a few Canucks records, and in 2008, Markus Nasland signed a free agent contract with the New York Rangers. He played 1 year in Manhattan at MSG. He put up decent stats. He decided to go back to Sweden to play professional hockey there. He played 1 more season in Sweden. Then he retired completely from professional hockey. And then he went into the management side of Mondo. And he still has that job today. And career stats by Markus Naslund was 395 goals, 474 assists, 869 points. In the playoffs, 14 goals, 22 assists for 36 points. He was Canucks MVP 7 straight years. He only won a few playoff series in his career as Canucks captain, one in 2003 and one in 2007. He never played in the Stanley Cup Finals or the Conference Finals. And his number 19 is raised to the rafters at the Rogers Center in Vancouver. And a lot of people want Markus Naslund as a serious candidate for the Hall of Fame. His numbers are kind of borderline for the Hall of Fame. He's been on the ballot since 2013. He hasn't gotten any serious consideration. I think the knock on him that he never won a Stanley Cup or was not a big game player, and a few other things. His career wasn't that long, 15 years, and it wasn't that dominating, a few dominating years, but it wasn't consistently dominating. And in my humble opinion, he might never make the Hall of Fame because he has borderline stats, but he probably maybe the top 2 or 3 best Vancouver Canucks players of all time. I consider Markus Naslund the best Canucks player of all time behind Pavel Bure, the Russian Rocket. And that's about it on Markus Naslund. And that's about it on these video blogs: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. Tomorrow, only 2. First video blog will be about the top 10 worst signings in Boston Red Sox history. And the second and final video blog tonight, the personality profile. Tomorrow's personality profile will be about actress Joanne Flug, and future top 10 list in the coming days will be about the top 10 greatest professional sports athletes in Detroit sports history, the top 10 professional athletes in Toronto sports history, and the top 10 sports teams that should have won multiple world championships besides the one they won. This will be a very impressive list. And the personality profiles for the rest of the week will be about Deborah Lee Scott, Gorilla Monsoon, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Then it goes on the last week of July. It's going on a week's vacation. Maybe the top 10 list will go on a vacation, probably in August, for a few weeks or so, because I have to mix it up and have more great stuff to say. It's just scratch the surface here, getting into year 3 more great video blogs coming. And you don't forget, if you want any subject you want me to talk about, private message me, and it will be discussed. It's a guarantee. And like I always say, keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunny guy. Molly Roseblood of WCCO Access, nice legs. Elizabeth Hutso, so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy is of Leash 2 is awesome. She's awesome, Amy. Bobby Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent, has nice legs. And Linda Church is such a pretty, pretty lady. She is awesome, and she's such a cougar. And good night, everybody.